Hello, welcome back, Reggae Boys fans. Norando Brown here, your host, and today I'll be doing a preview for the Reggae Boys versus Costa Rica. What do we expect? What are we anticipating going into that game? Are the Reggae Boys favorite? Will Costa Rica be the ones to prevent us from topping the group? We'll delve into that and more further on in the show, but until then, remember to like, share, subscribe. Check out my sponsors as well. The links are in the description. RS Sports Store, get in the game. They have the latest sporting apparel, whichever the team you cheer for. Manchester United, Chelsea, the Reggae Boys, RSPL in Jamaica. They have you covered. They have the latest Reggae Boy jersey as well for as cheap as $9,000. 9,000 Jamaican dollars. Doesn't get any better than that. So go ahead and check out RS Sports Store on Instagram. It's RS Sports Store on Instagram. RS Sports Store, get in the game. Simply put, CSA Shop. CSA Shop, be free, be confident, located in the heart of Mandeville. And Quick Link Shipping. Quick Link Shipping, whatever you need in the United States or North America, they can get it to your doorsteps as fast as the blink of an eye. Check them out, guys, on Instagram and all social media platforms. Check out the link in the description as well. It'll take you straight to their social media handles, all right? So let's get to it. Costa Rica. What do we know about Costa Rica? Now, prior to the Gold Cup, Costa Rica hadn't won a game, competitive game at least, since November 2019. They've drawn twice and they've lost on 4 occasions. I know statistics doesn't mean a whole lot coming into tournaments, but it's also worth considering that Costa Rica may not be the Costa Rica of old. We're used to Costa Rica dominating in CONCACAF. One of the top teams in CONCACAF, as a matter of fact. When we speak about CONCACAF, usually we mention the United States, we mention Mexico, and Costa Rica is generally close by. They've gotten to the quarterfinal of World Cups. Their goalkeeper and captain, Keylor Navas, has been in Champions League World 11. He's been voted goalkeeper of the decade in CONCACAF. And even Men's Player of the Year on a number of occasions. So it shows that Costa Rica is capable of producing quality. Now, mind you, Keylor Navas won't be at the Gold Cup. As a matter of fact, he isn't at the Gold Cup, but they still have capable lieutenants who are good enough to get the job done in the absence of their talisman and their captain, Keylor Navas. I've said it before, Keylor Navas is to Costa Rica what Andre Blake is to Jamaica, and we've seen what Jamaica looks like when Andre Blake isn't between the sticks. So I won't dwell too much on that because, as I said, Keylor Navas isn't there, but just an idea, a perspective that Costa Rica is capable of producing top quality players. The next player I'll go on to is Joel Campbell, former Arsenal man. He scored twice so far in the Gold Cup and tied with Chelsea Borges from Deportivo La Coruna. They've both been contributing with the goals for Costa Rica. So those two, I think we should keep an eye on because they're the ones bagging the goals. They've also had 3 red cards in games that they've played. The last 9 games that they've played, they've had 3 red cards. 2 of those red cards went to Costa Rican players. As a matter of fact, the last game that they played, one of their players, Calvo, he got a red card, which means he'll be missing the game against Jamaica. Now, Calvo had started both games in the Gold Cup so far. He's one of the primary members of the centre-back pairing. And I think having to bring in a replacement for Calvo will probably be an opportunity for the Reggae Boys to exploit. Not saying that the person who will be coming in is a weak link or anything, because we saw with our Reggae Boys team, Bobby Reed missing out and Corey Burke coming in and getting a job done, getting on the score sheet and putting in a man of the match performance. So it's not advised to underestimate the person who is coming in, because that person may be just as capable or even better at getting the job done than the person who he's replacing. Now, moving on, I think Costa Rica really enjoys playing the Reggae Boys. They've played on roughly 28, 29 occasions, and Costa Rica has only lost 5 times. As a matter of fact, they haven't lost to Jamaica in the last 9 meetings between the 2 teams. The Reggae Boys will be going into this game as underdogs, which is the first time I've said this so far in the competition. We played against Guadeloupe, we played against Suriname. Both games, the Reggae Boys were considered the favorites. And as I said, the underdog, or the team that goes into the game with least expectations, generally plays the better football because they have nothing to lose. I think the Reggae Boys have better quality players this time around. But when it comes to cohesion and the camaraderie, I think Costa Rica has that over the Reggae Boys. They've been playing together for quite some time. They haven't been winning a whole lot, but in the tournament so far, it has shown that these guys, they know how each other play. The difference between Jamaica is we have a bunch of individual talents who haven't played together as much, and as such, sometimes the team looks really disjointed. It lacks cohesion. We've seen quality in flashes, which isn't enough for me personally, and I know there are a lot of disgruntled fans out there who are far from pleased with the last two performances the Reggae Boys gave. Costa Rica has averaged 2.5 goals per game. The Reggae Boys average 2 goals per game. We have 4 different goal scorers at the tournament so far. Costa Rica has 3. Now for the last 2 games, Costa Rica has had 25 shots, 7 of which were on target. They've also averaged ball possession of roughly 57 thereabout. Jamaica, in contrast, we've had 24 shots, 13 on target, while averaging ball possession of roughly 51%. What this says is the Reggae Boys, they are more decisive. They've been getting their shots on target. They haven't had as much shots on goal as Costa Rica, but the shots that they've had on goal have actually connected. Whether or not these shots are as accurate as we'd want them to be is a discussion for another day, as Costa Rica still has more goals than the Reggae Boys. Now, comparing both teams from a personal standpoint, I think Costa Rica looks more like a team. The Reggae Boys going to the tournament, one of the most expensive squads assembled in the Gold Cup. They've also had some of the biggest names that we've seen in the tournament, but they haven't delivered. They've looked so scrappy. They've looked flat for the most part. I was unimpressed. Both games they played, the one against Guadeloupe and the one against Suriname, the performance didn't match the names on those team sheets. Costa Rica, in contrast, they looked far better against similar opposition. I know they let in a goal against both teams, but nonetheless, they looked as if they were playing in unison. They looked as if they were a team. They looked as if they could get the job done on the day. There were points during the Reggae Boys showing against Guadeloupe in particular where I was confused. It was very difficult to watch. It was a hard watch. The boys seemed as if they lacked direction, and going into the game against Costa Rica, I hope this changes. Costa Rica will be coming into this game knowing that history is on their side, but who needs history when you're in a tournament? The team that shows up, the team that gets out the blocks first, is usually the team with the momentum. As we saw in the game with USA and Canada, where USA got on the score sheet within the first 5 minutes, once you get that goal, that security of a goal, then whatever happens throughout the rest of the game is on you. You need to either protect that lead or you need to build on that lead. Use the opportunities presented to you to build on your lead. The Reggae Boys, they've had some slow starts so far in the tournament. I spoke about the defenders being all over the place and them being susceptible to being exposed when they come up against better opposition. Joel Campbell, he will be keeping them on their feet. I think our defenders need to keep an eye on him. He's the main man for Costa Rica. And if we intend on winning that game, we need to nullify the threat coming from midfield from Borges. A victory in this game secures first place for the Reggae Boys. Do we really want to finish top of the group? Well, champions always want to win, and I hope we finish atop the group. But what I will say is, if we do finish atop the group, the Canadian game will be a very interesting game, because personally speaking, I think the Canadian team is a better team than the United States. It's tournament football. It can go any way. Statistics, they don't matter anymore. Everything is left on the field of play. Football, as I love to say, isn't played on paper. It is played on the day. Tournament football is a completely different story. And so far this tournament, the Reggae Boys have only put together 45 minutes of proper football. Going into the game against Costa Rica, they'll need to up their game. They'll need to pull up their socks, because it won't be a joke. It won't be a walk in the park. It won't be a Guadeloupe. It won't be a Suriname. And expectations in this game will be even higher. One of the most expensive squads at the Gold Cup. Will they live up to the expectations that we, the Reggae Boys fans, have of them? My predictions for that game is a 1-1 draw. I think the Reggae Boys will get on the score sheet because the Costa Rican team, as of late, they have been letting in some goals. So I can't see them keeping out the firepower that we currently have in the Reggae Boys team. Also, I think the Costa Rican team will get on our score sheet because our defenders, they've been all over the place. But because of the quality of the opposition we've played against so far in the tournament, those chances haven't been taken. Going in the game against Costa Rica, it will be a different story. And in the end, I think a draw game, a 1-1 result, will be a just result. What this means then is the Reggae Boys will finish the group second because Costa Rica has scored more goals. Second place will earn us a game against the United States. The United States, yes, the United States C team. I think this will be a better matchup for the Reggae Boys considering Canada is a better team than the United States, in my opinion. An intriguing game beckons. A team with superior history against a team with superior talent. Who will it be? Do the Reggae Boys have what it takes to overthrow Costa Rica? Can Costa Rica delay Theodore Whitmore's win record at the Gold Cup? It will be decided on Tuesday, but what I can assure you, it promises to be an interesting tie, a swashbuckling encounter. Joel Campbell, Leon Bailey, two top quality players lock horns as a win will determine their opponents in the quarterfinals. Champions always want to win, but will a draw suffice for both teams? We'll find out on Tuesday. Thanks for tuning into this another episode of Halftime TV. Norando Brown here saying, please remember to like, share and subscribe. And if you have any comments whatsoever, leave it in the comment section. Until next time, take care.